Hello, everyone. This is Jim Okrzycki with a late but quick lecture video. This week's activity in week 7, What's a Good Source, is a good place to begin here. So, we have the discussion board. Most everybody's posted on this already, so it seems like everybody's grasping the importance of this particular section, but I thought I'd talk about it a little bit. It's important to understand the types of sources, and especially Ballinger talks about it here on page 49, which is a primary or secondary source. One thing to take into consideration, I think, is important is objective or subjective, whether it's stable or unstable, depending upon the location of the particular source. All right. One thing is important is looking at your purpose and your audience, but this figure 2.5 I think is really important. If we look at the hierarchy of sources that he highlights here in the book, obviously academic journals being the most important as we move our way back up to specialized magazines or general interest magazines and newspapers. It is a common sense look at what is generally known as a scale of source information. So we work from less authoritative down to more authoritative. If you look at the annotated bibliography and some of the ways, categories of sources, I kind of highlight that a little bit there, and we'll get to that in just a minute. However, I just want to make sure that everybody's working through these particular sections here, understanding what peer review means. Also, evaluating online sources. A lot of times nowadays, everybody gravitates to online sources. The ones that are just out there on the internet, or more so, I want to keep everybody focused on what you can more or less obtain through the academic databases. And then we have the governmental and educational sources. Always favor authored sources over those that are not authored. I think it's important to understand that. Everybody likes to grab something that looks good, you cherry pick a quote or two, and then what happens is that everybody kind of loses sight on some of the reliability and the credibility. And I really think it's important to look not only at the 2.5 chart, but the 2.6 chart right here about authored documents as opposed to unauthored documents. I think it's really a critical stage in research where you have to understand the importance of authored documents. It makes it easier in using and citing sources, but he does provide a hierarchy here in a flowchart for authored versus unauthored documents. So I think as we move forward, you want to make sure that you're collecting those good quality sources for your annotated bibliography. So let me get back to the module real quick and see how this all works with the annotated bibliography. All right, so we have our categories here, and obviously the Academic Search Complete categories from the Moraine Valley database is going to provide you with some really quality authored sources. Depending upon your topic, this may be a really an important category for you to draw your source information from. Now, the internet sources is always a slippery slope here, so you must think about how you choose your internet sources, whether they are authored or unauthored, but where are they coming from, between organizations, businesses, government sources. I think it's really important to determine where they sit on that hierarchy. Multimedia sources really you can apply much of the same criteria stated in chapter 2 in that particular section there in the textbook. Are they reliable? Are the presenting organizations and the creators of that media are really significant and reliable in their field? So you want to make sure that you look at that the authors or creators of your source information with that critical lens that Ballinger talks about in the textbook there. All right. Hopefully, this is a guiding point. Everybody should be working on these annotated bibliographies. Due date will sneak up on you. If you have any questions or issues, please send me an email.